The group, which included people like Sisa Njikelana, Ngcobo, Frank Chikane, Archie Gumede, Nair and Sam Kikine, were arrested for violating the Internal Security Act at the time. They were mainly members of the United Democratic Front. For more on their role in the liberation struggle, we're now joined live from Durban by Professor Edward Makhanya from the General Kikine Socio-Education Foundation. Professor, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. Now, Professor, first of all, why was it important to honor the former 16 high treason trialists on Human Rights Month? Professor, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry. A call came in, so it disturbed me. Huh?
Okay, no worries. Well, first of all, why was it important to honor the 16 former trialists, or treason trialists, on Human Rights Month?
Well, we were launching actually a foundation to commemorate the event, and one of the members of this foundation was involved in that treason trial. So it was a commemoration, a reminder of what happened in the past.
Okay, so most people know of the Rivonia trial. So what role then did General Kikine and the others play in the liberation struggle?
You remember that apartheid went through phases, and the kick-off of the problem of the apartheid government was with Sharpeville, when people were mauled and to death and without being armed. Ever since then, they've developed a number of resistant movements against apartheid, and one of them was the call for the armed struggle, which threatened the apartheid government. I think a lot of propaganda had gone out internationally about the brutality of the system. And so they had to counter this propaganda. I think they had their own people which they sent to different countries in the world to try to counter the propaganda about Sharpeville, where people died.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I think in 1980, it was after the Soweto riots and the killing of Steve Biko, there was more pressure now on South Africa. That's when the UDF was formed, I think. So, therefore, to counter this was to charge people for treason, having experienced the Rivonia trial, treason trial.
Okay. And you recently gave a memorial lecture at an event to launch the General Kikine Foundation. So what was the gist of your message, Professor?
What was it?
What is the gist of your message at the memorial lecture that you gave to launch the the Kikine Foundation?
Well, the gist of my matter was precisely to explain how the people got involved in a treason trial with a system that was oppressive, subjugative, and trying to control the people of South Africa. So this foundation was launched to remind people about this event, and hopefully to keep on reminding them annually, because we're going to commemorate this event every year from now.
Okay. All right, Professor Makhanya, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That was Professor Edward Makhanya, who recently gave a memorial lecture at an event to launch the General Kikine Socio-Education Foundation and honor the 16 members of the high treason trial in Pietermaritzburg in the mid-1980s.